Hey, this is crazy, I know, but I am here from my VIP kid classroom, actually. I am a VIP kid teacher, loving it, I might add. But I'm here today to just kind of talk you through why I have this channel and what you can expect from it. I hope to add a lot of different content, but the first thing that I want to talk about is a question that I've been asked by some of my colleagues at different schools, and what in the world are you doing with this podcasting thing and why you're doing it with students? And oh man, I'm telling you, I just felt that it was just such good information. I wanted to share it with you. And just let me know what you think and comment below and tell me. So I'll just tell you just a little bit about the background. We got started doing podcasting at South Marshall Middle School through a unit that I was doing in writing class. We have gone to a personalized learning academy, and this year we have just been able to try a lot of different things. And one of the things that I had tried was giving kids ownership of different projects, and the kids come so eager and willing to try new things. One of the things that I just offered and said, hey, how would you like to do a podcast? I'd been listening to different podcasts. I especially like the Alibi podcast. I like the, I don't know, I just like the self-help ones. So I personally have just gotten into podcasting, and I am the type of person that I'll try anything new in education. And of course, provide opportunities for my kids. Well, one of the things that we've been told over and over again, especially in Kentucky, and I'm sure other states as well, is you need to make sure your kids are college and career ready. Yes, but are they ready for the career part in the 21st century? Wow. That has changed. And I know that anyone that's on this channel that is paying any attention to what's going on in the world realizes that the world is very different, for kids. And so I thought, wow, wonder if they could do a podcast. I have been writing blogs, and my students have had blogs for years. And so blogging was nothing new for me. And so I thought, well, if I have kids do a blog, and I still do that, and I plan to continue doing that, and I can do another video for you to kind of help you get started with that if you're a little uncertain, and share some issues, maybe some concerns that I have had over the years with blogging. But a few kids last year when I moved to South Marshall Middle School, some kids had asked about vlogs. And I had never really experienced or worked with vlogs very much, but man, that is a whole world out there. That is a career for kids. And so we kind of dug a little bit in blogging. And from there, this year was an easy fit then, of course, to go into the world of doing our own podcast. Now, the hard part was coming up with a name. And what we did is, when I say we, I'm referring to the students and I, and then I have a team of 6 teachers that I work with. And we all just kind of thought, how cool would it be if our kids get that opportunity? I'm the English teacher on the team, the writing teacher, reading and writing. And so it was a natural fit for me to begin to look at ways to embed it in our world of Explore. And I just began to research. I love to research. I love to learn. And I hope anybody that is a teacher and watching this channel knows you have to stay current. You have to stay relevant. And so I began to research a little bit. I am a Kentucky fan, and so I listen to KSR. My husband is just enamored by Matt Jones, and I know my brother-in-law is, Greg. So Tim, my husband, and Greg, my brother-in-law, I've watched them over the years just become more and more into what this world of podcasting is all about. We've even gone to live remotes as Kentucky fans. And so it was just a natural fit. I started a unit. We do a Summit. Summit Learning is the platform that we use and Explore. And they had a project that was called The Good Life. It's called The Good Life. And I thought, I'm going to try this. And my sixth graders. That's the grade I started with. And when you think sixth graders can't do it, you're completely wrong. Sixth graders can do this. So my sixth graders and I started this adventure, and it has been just that. It has been an adventure. The first thing that I wanted is a script, and thankfully Summit has one. Now I have customized a script that I can share, and I will be sharing on here. Just you have to like this and share this video, and then I will gladly send you that information. If you shoot me an email, I will share my materials with you. But I just came up with a script, and at first we just wrote one. One of the quick lessons I learned very early on is failure to prepare, of course, is preparing to fail. That is a famous quote. Everyone says it. In the world of student podcasting. Now, I can't speak to professionals. I am not a professional. I don't proclaim to be a professional. Never want to be, really. But in the world of student podcasting, one thing to keep in mind is the kids do not need to over-prepare, because over-preparing for a podcast is not natural. And so what I found early on is the kids would just read the script. And you know how kids do. It's just like if they were getting up in front of the class and doing a speech. They read it. And so that is what I have found early on. So it was a great opportunity for me to teach outlining. I have a instrument that went through several different stages. I had two different teams of kids, 8th grade and 6th grade. I originally started with one of my colleagues that I've worked with for years and years and years, got him on board. And then I talked to him outside of school. He's not within my classroom world anymore. He is no longer even in teaching. And so my former colleague and I kind of talked about podcasting and what that would look like. Then I got a friend of mine on board that I do teach with that is on the Explore team with me, Brad Darnell. He is the math teacher. So I'm the language arts teacher. He's the math teacher. And he is very good at public speaking. That is his field. And so we were able to kind of sit down and do some podcasts for the kids. And they loved it. This live audience, the kids were just, they would just light up. That is the only way I can describe it. And they still are like, Miss Barrett, when are we going to do our podcast again? And the only thing I could tell you is just once you're ready to go, don't be like me. I'm the type of person that I can go just take off running. And before you know it, I have started something that I cannot control. So that's just a word of caution, because these little ones, they have voices and they want to be heard and they're fascinated with it. Now, I guess this is a disclaimer time. I feel like I need to just make a quick little disclaimer. So you know about my teaching philosophy. I feel very certain that my role as an educator is to prepare kids, period. My job is to prepare kids. Now, that comes along with teaching them to be great citizens, teaching them to be responsible in technology use, teaching them to care and have empathy for others. The world of education anymore is not just me going into a classroom, opening up a book and helping kids. As a matter of fact, that is really secondary. Education is so big now, and I'm grateful for it and I love it. But I just want to make sure you know that my philosophy is I believe that children should be equipped to do whatever they choose to do. And if it is to do a podcast, then I want to help them to do it the best way. Now, I have some kids who do not want to do podcasts. This is not for everyone. And it shouldn't be, because the world has a lot of different options. And what I try to do then is I reach those kids in a different way. For example, I have some kids who are doing blogs. I have some kids who are just good old-fashioned, can we just do a collegial discussion? And that's what we do. I think it's important that you meet a child where they're at. Now, that said, I like for them to have a little practice with it, just to know what this skill is. And then, of course, I have then the hounds that just jump right in. So my colleague Brad and I, back to my story, sorry for that little disclaimer, but my colleague Brad and I, we decided that the next step would be searching for a platform. And if you tune in next time, I will tell you all about it. So I will share with you next time how we got started with the platform, how we came up with our theme. And I can't wait to share that with you. Again, if you like what I have to say, please subscribe to my page. See you soon.